Out of all action games, Ninja Gaiden 2 is one of those games that's been done dirty the most. The original game on Xbox 360 has been notorious for being unbalanced, unoptimized, and overall an unfinished, rushed mess. Now before you start typing FU in the comments, these are not my words, mostly reviews and anyone who tries to defend the Sigma version's changes. But like many of you, I was confused that then why NG fans love the OG2 so much. There are people who made mods for Sigma 2 just to try to bring it closer to the original version. If the changes were good and necessary, so why fans weren't satisfied after Ninja Gaiden 2 Black comes with the premise of giving definitive NG2 experience by adding gore and more enemies to some areas and removing statue boss fights? Why did they still call it Sigma 2 with gore and lesser content? Is there some truth to these claims, or are they just whiny fans who will never get satisfied? I tried every single version that is possible to play on PC to get the real answer for myself, cause in comparison videos, most of them sounded like the OG was great and all, but had so many annoying parts and issues that were addressed and changed in Sigma and 2 Black. So by that logic, at least NG2 Black, that I will call it the remake from now on, should be the best version, right? I don't think so. I'm not an old fan. I always knew about Ninja Gaiden series, but never tried it. I remember playing till the chapter 3 of Sigma 1 on Master Collection, but it had no mouse and keyboard support, so I wasn't too fond of it. When the remake alongside the 4th version was announced, and it had full mouse and keyboard support, I was intrigued to give it a shot. I have played Ninja Gaiden 2 Black on Warrior, Mentor and Master, Sigma 2 with Black mod on Warrior, and the original 360 version on Xenia emulator on Warrior and Mentor, and what I will show you in this video are Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black with the white mod, which I called it Ninja Gaiden 2 White from now on, Sigma 2 and Sigma 2 Black, which is a mod for Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, alongside 360 version on emulator, all on Warrior difficulty. I will show you 5 different versions of Ninja Gaiden 2 and tell you the differences between all of the chapters, enemy numbers, added levels, deleted levels, and boss fights, puzzles, weapons, all of it. This is the video that can help you to decide for yourself that which version should you play and which one is the best. Alright, so now the structure of this video will be like this: Sigma 2, Sigma 2 Black mod, 2 Black, 2 White mod, and finally the OG version. Okay, so first chapter. Alright, from the first fight, you can clearly see in the cutscenes that there's supposed to be 5 ninjas. Even in Sigma and Black version, it's the same. But in gameplay, there's only 4 at the same time. Gore is heavily reduced for whatever reason. Instead of blood, purple mist comes out of severed parts. And you won't see any body parts lying down. Since the enemy numbers were heavily reduced, they got more health and lowered the limb rate than the OG. There are 4 ninjas, but they respawn as soon as you kill one of them, kinda like NG1. In fact, many changes that Sigma 2 did was to make the game closer to NG1, which was a big mistake. They wanted to please the old fans, but then ended up pleasing no one. Aside from that, on the 360 version, guillotine throws on walls was a guaranteed delim, and Izuna drop was instant kill. But they changed those too, cause enemy numbers became significantly lower compared to OG. In first fight, as I said, you fight only 4 ninjas at the same time. But if we count all the respawns, you fight a total of 8 ninjas before Muramasa cutscene. In Sigma 2 Black mod, you fight 5 clone ninjas at the same time instead of regular sword ones. And lighting also has changed to make it look closer to the 360 version. And they won't respawn after you kill them, so the total number of fights before Muramasa cutscene is just 5, and Gore is back thanks to NM mod, and Fiend Busa added it to his Black mod for ease of use. Also, throws on wall are guaranteed delimp, and Izuna drop is instant kill. Delimp rates are higher, enemies are more aggressive, and have lower HP. NG2 Black, the remake, is just Sigma with modern graphics and added gore, and it's as beautiful as ever. Honestly, it's even better than NG4. The gameplay, however, is pretty much Sigma 2. As you can see, only 4 ninjas for the first fight, and as you kill them, they respawn, and just like Sigma 2, a total number of 8 fights before Muramasa cutscene. Now here I'm trying to showcase enemies' aggressiveness, which is decent but not as relentless as OG or the mods. In NG2 White mod, we have 5 enemies, but not claw ones. Right now you can see how much things are going to change. In Sigma 2 Black, Finbusa tried to bring the game closer to the 360 version, but in White he doesn't make the warrior difficulty as brutal as S2B. Originally there were no changes for warrior, only mentor and master, but eventually he touched upon warrior for those who want to have some fun, but not suffer fighting tactical ninjas and incendiary shuriken ninjas for the first chapter. They are still more aggressive than the normal non-modded version, but he tries to do interesting spawns and more enemy variations. You'll see in future chapters. For example, in this first fight, unlike S2B, he keeps the respawns, so you fight a total of 9 ninjas before hitting Muramasa cutscene. Finally, the OG 360 version. Fun fact, look at the floor. The body of those ninjas that Sonya and Ryu killed in cutscene. Even the axe that Rasetsu threw at you. They are not in any other versions. Also, 5 claw ninjas, and you have to trigger Muramasa cutscene yourself, unlike other versions that happen automatically. And there's the save point. In other versions, some save points have been added or altered in order to make the game less brutal. As you see, no more fights after Muramasa cutscene, unlike other versions. Now that I think about it, I guess it's better to just show original first and others next. So from here on out, I'll just start with OG 360 version. Anyway, so no fight after Muramasa and checkpoint here. Also, manual saving has been removed in all other versions. You can only save manually after finishing each chapter. Now let's see how many fights do we have after Muramasa. In Sigma 2 it's 8 again, like before cutscene. And no checkpoints here, health item instead, and save has been moved to a further part. In Sigma 2 Black it's again 8 if I'm not mistaken, it's kinda hard to count, and all sword ninjas, but there are 5 ninjas at the same time instead of 4. Also, all checkpoint changes are the same with mods, so whatever it is in Sigma 2 it's the same with remake and all mods. A remake again 8 fights after cutscene. In White however there are a slight change. 5 clone ninjas at the same time and that's it. Back to OG. After checkpoint, in the hallway before the big door, 7 ninjas in total, and it looks like 5 attack at the same time. In Sigma 2 it's been reduced to 4 in total, but 2 of them spawn at the same time. And the first checkpoint is right here. Also, no more door kicking in Sigma, which kinda pisses me off. The changes in here are stupid, honestly. I mean, why change checkpoints so you have to reduce enemy count to fix the problem you caused at the first place? Sigma 2 is full of these stupid changes and decisions, so get ready for more. This part right here is where the mods start to become brutal, especially in Mentor and Master. In OG you have to save after the first 5 ninjas, but now you have to survive this cursed hallway after fighting like 17 ninjas already before saving, but in Warrior still manageable. Anyway, 5 ninjas at the same time and 2 more when you get to the checkpoint. Remake is the same as Sigma 2, 4 in total, 2 at the same time. But White makes some interesting choices. It was hard for me to count in this chaos, but I guess there was a total of 11 ninjas, and I think about 7 spawns at the same time. Back to OG. 7 ninjas at the same time in the first hallway, and 4 in the second one. Also 5 in the balcony. From now on, Sigma 2 starts to get more and more depressing. Seriously, I feel sorry for anyone who experienced this shit and haven't tried mods or OG. Anyway, so first and second hallway 4 ninjas, and surprise, nothing in balcony. Sigma 2 Black, however, wait, why doesn't the door open? Okay, here we go, and nice, 5 ninjas. Second hall, 4 and 5 in balcony as God intended. Let's see if Remake is as depressing as Sigma. Well, yep. 4 here, and look at this. 3D limbed here. Better than Sigma, but still trash. These are supposed to be your obliteration technique tutorial, however, OT. I believe in the OG there are further down the line. Finally, White. 5 spawns. Interesting choice, but also second hall is 5 instead of 4. And balcony is 4 healthy, not delimbed claw dudes. Moving on to OG. This chest right here is Nimpo, which was moved to a further point in the game, and in other versions it's health upgrade. Another bad change in later versions is that in OG you could choose to not consume these upgrades and save them for later. They acted as your third HP resource, since the other 2 were limited to only carrying 3 at the same time, and even the big ones doesn't fully recover you, unlike NG1. So you could save these upgrades for a boss fight or any bad situation and then use them to upgrade your HP and fully recover. All of these are gone in later versions, which funnily enough, they bring back this system in 3 Razor's Edge, but in 4 it's the same as Sigma 2. Anyway, the next fight down floor, 7 ninjas, gangbanging you as soon as you touch the floor. Upstairs, these fucking mages, along with sword ninjas. I guess total of 5 ninjas at the same time, or 6? Not sure. This floor fight in Sigma doesn't happen until you go inside the castle. Then they jump scare you, and then 4 instead of 7. You can clearly see the pattern here. That's the whole game till the end, unfortunately. Oh, there is actually a fifth one after I killed one of them, so total of 5 instead of 7, but still, 4 spawns at the same time is really bad. Now upstairs. This chest is your first Nimpo and enemies won't spawn until you open it, and it's just 2 claws at the same time and total of 4. In S2B, 3 ninjas will attack you immediately as you land, and 4 other will spawn when you go inside the house. Upstairs, 2 mages and 2 sword enemies, and after you open the Nimpo chest, 4 claw ninjas. 2 spawn at the same time, just like Sigma. In Remake, still 4 spawns, but actually a total of 6. They added 1 more jump scare enemy upstairs in the corner. How generous. Upstairs is the same as Sigma 2. After chest, 2 claw spawns, 4 in total. And finally, the white mod. 5 spawns as you enter and 3 more as you fight and kill the others. Total of 8. Upstairs, 1 jump scare in the corner and nothing before opening chest. But after it, 4 spawns of sword ninjas and 2 claws after killing them. No mages though. Back to OG. This chest right here was life upgrade, which as I said is Nimpo in other versions. After kicking the door, 2 little fights before the next checkpoint. 4 in this hall. And 3 claws after the pole, and 4 delinked sword ninjas for an OT tutorial before checkpoint. In Sigma 2 it's... Aww, come on! Seriously? 2? I guess that's the pattern here. Whatever it was in the original gets cut in half in Sigma 2. They kept the 3 ninjas, but replaced the claw ones with sword ones. An OT tutorial. Remember these in Remake? They were here in Sigma and OG. Moving on to S2B. 4 spawns, as it should, and 3 claws. Also, these 3 OT tutorials are still here too. So remake, again, 2, just like Sigma. How dare they call this definitive NG2 experience? Whatever, as you can see, throws are not guaranteed dealing, just like Sigma 2. 3 sword ninjas right here and 3 more healthy ones instead of delimbed. Nice. NG2 White, 4 spawns, also guaranteed delimb after wall throw. And here 4 swords instead of 3 claws. And then, oh, mate jump scare, beautiful. It's around 7 ninjas at the same time. Starting to see the Fiend Busa's custom spawns from now on. Also, a side note, in the OG you have to upgrade your weapon at least once in order to be able to do Izuna drop, but in other versions Izuna is available in any weapon at level 1. Kinda makes Master Ninja way more easy. Anyway, OG, upstairs, 6 spawns, 4 swords, 2 mages. Backyard, 4 swords. Don't forget this life orb. Also, this picture is a bug in emulator. It has to show 1 orb, and actually it got fixed in the latest Xenia update. Unfortunately, the sound cut bug still hasn't been fixed. Anyway, other side of the bridge, 6 in total, 4 swords, 2 claws. Sigma 2 upstairs, I guess 1 mage and 3 swords? 5 swords. Unexpected, but still, no mage? Really? Also, if you don't do any Zuna drop inside this well, you're not a ninja, you're a disgrace. A fucking disappointment. Backyard, no changes, 4, just like OG. Other side of the bridge, 2? Just 2 claws? Sigma 2 black, upstairs, 1 mage, 4 swords, backyard. Hey, what is this? Where did these fuckers come from? Whatever. 4 more swords, I guess. Backyard, for real this time. 4 swords, no changes. Under the bridge, on the way to the boat, 3 claws? I guess maybe those other 4 were with this, but spawned too early maybe? Whatever. 2 more claws after crossing the bridge. Now remake, 5 swords, just like Sigma 2, wow, shocker. 2 claws after bridge, just like Sigma, and backyard is untouched. Also, while I'm using Sargama, NG2 versus AC Shadows versus Ghost of Yute. Which one did better? You tell me. NG2 White, 6 spawns, 4 swords, 2 mages. Backyard, 5 swords, nice. After bridge, 5 spawns, 2 claws, 3 swords. And if you're wondering how the hell am I using bow UT, yup, they're back in both NG2 White and Sigma 2 Black. Also, other projectile weapons are back, but with infinite ammo. Sweet, right? Moving on to the OG. This little hallway, 2 swords, 2 archers. Sigma 2, this little cutscene, an added boss to chapter 1. 2 swords and 1 archer that is too passive, honestly. Look at how they frequently fire in OG. Sigma 2 Black. Now that's some archery. That's how it's supposed to be. Alright, remake. No cutscene here cause they removed the statue boss fights. I'd prefer if we had an option to fight them or not, but overall they were nothing special. They've tried to copy God of War but fumbled. Anyway, 2 swords, 1 archer. Nice aggression, actually. Moving on. NG2 White. 2 swords, 2 archers. Not sure about their aggression cause I killed them too quickly with bow. Back to OG. 3 in here. There's an ambush if you fall down, which you should try if you want to get the second life orb. Six down here and 3 more after the pole. checkpoint. Sigma 2, 2 here instead of 3, down here 4 instead of 6, and 2 here again before the checkpoint. S2B, 4 instead of 3, 4 down here again, and 4 again before checkpoint. Remake, 2 here like Sigma, 4 down here, and 2 before checkpoint. NG2 White, wow, 5 here. And 5 down there. Okay, interesting. After the pole, whoa, 2 mages? And what? Does ambush 5 respawn? Oh, things got crazy real fast. Damn! Okay, this time I'll deal with the mages first, and that's it. Checkpoint. Back to OG. This big fight right here has about 11 ninjas if I'm not mistaken, and it's like a skill check. All 3 types of ninjas attack you at the same time, and it's hard to see, so I'm not sure how many are there at the same time, maybe around 4 to 5. And here, the next checkpoint, and where you get the staff. In Sigma, it's way easier cause there are no claw ninjas, only sword and a few mages here and there. But total number are the same, about 11 or 12 ninjas. But here's the surprise, first added statue boss battle. Nothing special honestly. Now in S2B, things got way crazier here. All 3 ninjas, mages are crazy aggressive, and 19 ninjas instead of 11 or 12. And looks like about 7 or 8 spawn at the same time. And you have to beat the boss too, which is pretty easy. Remake. Big improvement here over Sigma. Mages are more aggressive. There are claw ninjas too, and 5 spawns at the same time. And it was hard to count, but I guess 14 to 16 ninjas in total. And no statue boss. All of them got deleted. In the white mod, this part is like a damn madhouse. 7 spawns at the same time, all of them crazy aggressive, and I lost the count honestly. It was so much that I couldn't count. But if we go with the scoring system, every kill is 18-10, and by the end I had 61-540. And if you divide them, it's 34 ninjas? Damn. I should ask Finbusa if it's correct or not. Moving on to OG. This bridge, 6 in total, but 4 at the same time. Some of them delimbed, and fun fact, they're bleeding from their severed parts. Nice detail. Wait. Where'd they come from? I guess 7 in total, then what? They keep respawning? Weird. More? So overall 10, I guess. Sigma 2, 4. S2 Black, 5. 1 spawns behind you. Also, while I'm using staff here, in Sigma 2 a new combo was added, so we could easily launch enemies, just like other weapons, with XY or light heavy. In OG2, light heavy with staff didn't launch, and was a different combo, which that old combo has a new string in Sigma 2 onward. This new move actually breaks most of the bosses, and makes them way easier. Much easier. You can easily do a no-hit run on all Genshin forms, except the last one, cause you can't launch Fiend Genshin. Anyway, remake. 4, just like Sigma. And white, 5, just like Sigma Black. Also, fun fact in remake. See this airship? That's where the ninjas are coming from. NG4 is kinda like this too. At the beginning of the chapter 1, you can see their lights and hear the airship sound. These were not in OG or Sigma. Anyway, OG. This yard right here has 4? Didn't expect that. It's a UT tutorial segment with yellow orbs floating around, which I'm not sure if those orbs are still there in Mentor and Master. Sigma 2 actually has a lot more enemies here, which is pretty uncommon. Overall, a total of 15 ninjas, and let's take a look at how bad it is when enemies has too much health. I threw these claw ninjas at the wall 2 times and they still didn't get delimb. And look how much I'm doing the light heavy combo, which is a guaranteed delimb on almost everyone. Whatever, S to black. Mostly like Sigma with just one more added ninja, and see this combo? 1, 2 and delimb. Even the second hit didn't connect. That's how it should be. Remake. Increases the enemies. 18 here. Nice. Now white. Holy hell, it gives you a damn good fight right here. 28 ninjas. Now I'm kinda skeptical about this part in OG. Is it actually 4 or my game got bugged?
I love being able to do that! Wow, that really? Just like that?
Yeah, it looks like I'm not the only one surprised here. Anyway, fun fact. If you don't open this chest and break the door first, nobody's behind it. In Sigma, there are a total of 4 ninjas behind the door. 2 attack at the same time. In S2B, oh, I broke the door first. In Remake, same as Sigma 2. And in White, 5. So what if I didn't break the door first in OG? Just 2. Weird, right? Okay, the part before Water Well. Just 2 claws and here's your first Muramasa shop. This old man got a lot of changes between games, which I'll talk about them soon. But first, I recommend upgrading staff right here. It'll make your life much easier. You can easily kill the boss with its 360 level 1. Anyway, this fight in Sigma, 4 swords. 2 attack at the same time. S2B, 4 claws that spawn at the same time. Remake, same as Sigma 2. White, same as Remake, but 2 more ninjas added, total of 6. Now Muramasa, or how I like to call him, Uncle Musa. In OG you can buy items and upgrades, and unlike NG1, if you have enough money you can just max upgrade your weapon right away. Also, if you miss any life or Nimpo upgrade orbs in past levels, you can buy it from him in the next level. Since NG2 levels were not interconnected like NG1, if you miss anything, there is no going back. So this was a huge help, which unfortunately Sigma 2 threw away all of that. They remade the shop to be kinda more like NG1, which you can't upgrade your weapons right away. And there are some shops with Blue Torch that you can only buy upgrades from them. And even then, you can only upgrade one of your weapons, and you can't fully upgrade all your weapons to level 3 until you reach a certain chapter, which I don't know what chapter, cause I haven't played the regular Sigma 2. Now in S2B, Finbusa brings it back to almost what it was in the OG, but since there are a lot more enemies and you can farm much more essence, both level 2 and level 3 requirements are the same, which is how much it was in OG level 3. You get enough essence to fully upgrade all weapons pretty fast, but unfortunately there is no orb to buy. Also, Uncle Musa is pretty pissed off in S2B, so you better have enough money for weapon upgrades.
Fuck off! Rogue Ninja!
Remake makes the system more like OG, minus the orbs purchase, and in NG2 White, you can buy extra orbs and incendiary shuriken and windmill shuriken, but you should buy them after you got the bow in chapter 2, otherwise it glitches out. Back to game itself. Inside this well, bats. Nothing special. Also, no more door kicking. Moving through here. 2 enemies. It's the same in all versions. Going down here and this big fight right here. Be very careful, cause if you die here, you go all the way back to where you first got the staff. 12 ninjas right here. In Sigma there are no mages and why did I run away? I guess I wanted to show that if you're too fucked up because of previous fights, you can skip this one. I reloaded the checkpoint and I guess we fight around 10 ninjas, 5 spawns at the same time. In S2B it's 10 ninjas and the lineup is like OG. In Remake there are 11 ninjas, but claws instead of mages. That makes the fight easier. In White, however, despite having no mages again, 6 ninjas attack you at the same time and there are a total of 21 ninjas to kill. After cutscene you get full HP refill, cause if you die right here you'll go all the way back to the temple where you got the staff. In OG you have 5 claw ninjas here. In Sigma, 4 in total, 2 spawn at the same time. In S2B, total of 7 and 5 spawns at the same time. Remake is just like Sigma 2 and White is like S2B, except the last 2 spawns are sword ninjas instead of claws. Back to OG. Right after opening the door, you have a big fight right here. Total of 14 ninjas, 7 spawns at the same time, 2 claws and 5 swords. In Sigma, however, well, nothing. In S2B, total of 20, 6 ninjas at the same time, 2 claws, 4 swords. Remake, nothing, just like Sigma.
Disappointment.
White, just 6 here, but throws a mage in the mix too. OG, next floor, total of 10, and I guess 7 ninjas at the same time. Mages get thrown into the mix, a total chaos right here. Also go to upstairs, open the chest and get the keycard in order to proceed. All of these little interactions got removed entirely in Sigma and Remake, which can be positive for some, but I think it hurts the flow of the game, cause in later versions all you do is just fight and run and move and then to the next arena and fight again. These little breaks were good to give you some breathing room for the next combat section. In Sigma and Remake, game got too streamlined. Anyway, in Sigma this fight has 12 ninjas in total, but all of them are swords and only 4 spawn at the same time, and this door gets automatically opened. In S2B it's a madhouse right here, total of 20 ninjas that 8 of them spawn at the same time. Remake is exactly like Sigma 2. White, however, has 5 swords at the same time but a total of 20. OG, top of the elevator, definitely is gonna drop someone here. They vanish. It's the same in Sigma and Remake too. Anyway, total of 8 ninjas, 1 archer at the gate. If you have played correctly, you should have enough essence to upgrade another weapon to level 2. Chain ultimates and don't do is gonna drop too much. Obliterate them more instead, and try to keep your combos going. You'll farm enough essence to max level your weapons quickly. In Sigma it's just 3 sword ninjas right here. S2B 5 ninjas, 2 claws, 2 swords, 1 archer. Remake 3 swords, same as Sigma 2. White 4 swords. OG upstairs, final fight of the chapter here. 6 ninjas, 2 mages and 4 claws. Sigma 2, 3 claw ninjas at the same time and total of 8. Remake is exactly the same, total of 8 ninjas that spawn one at a time after you kill the first 3. Total of 11 ninjas in S2B, 6 spawns at first, 2 mages, 4 claws. And in White mode, it's easier, total of 16 ninjas but only claws, and 4 spawns at first and then 2 spawns till the end. I don't recommend playing on Mentor with mods if you don't know how to deal with tactical and IS ninjas, cause they make up nearly 80% of the enemies in the game. Boss is nothing special in Warrior. All versions are the same. But in Mentor and Master, some bosses have minions to make the fight harder. In Sigma 2 and Remake, these minions have been removed entirely, and all boss fights are just one-on-one duels, except Zedonius and Marbus, which we'll get to them eventually. In S2B, minions are back the way they were in OG, but in White, minions are back only on Master difficulty. Also, you could change camera to focus on you or the boss in the OG. This got removed in Sigma and Remake, and the camera only focuses on boss. But this feature is back in mods, using L3 and R3. And if you want an easy strategy to beat Rasetsu, just upgrade the staff, jump back and take some distance, and do a level 1 360 charge. You'll beat him in no time. Is overall pretty weak to UTs. Here I used Kusarigama for fun. So we're just done with the first chapter, but if you're wondering which one is the best, we still have a long way to go. We have 14 more chapters to analyze. But if you think you've seen enough, or skip the whole video just to see which one do I recommend, well, it depends on your platform. If you have Xbox, it's not even a debate. Just get the OG, the best and truest form of Ninja Gaiden 2. It's backward compatible with all Xbox consoles. Get it from Microsoft Store or the 360 disc, if you could find one. It's pretty cheap and totally worth it. If you're on PlayStation, however, well, you're in bad luck. If you have PS3 or 4, then skip NG2. Your only option is Sigma 2, which is the worst version in any shape or form. If you have a PS5, however, give the remake a try. It's not the definitive version of NG2, and it's pretty much Sigma 2 with gore and better graphics, but still gives you a better experience than Sigma 2. And finally, if you're on PC, you have a lot of options. If you have a powerful system, then Remake with White Mod is great, but it's not an authentic one-to-one recreation of the OG, but it's way more fun than the base NG2 Black. If you want something more close to the 360 version, then Sigma 2 Black is for you, but there are some cutscene bugs. So beware. If you want to experience the story, you better watch the cutscenes elsewhere. I recommend watch the remake's cutscenes on YouTube. Unlike the White Mod, which its warrior difficulty is manageable and not that hard for newcomers, Sigma 2 Black is pretty hard and at some points even way more crazier and harder than 360 version. My personal recommendation is NG2 White. I think out of all versions, it's the most balanced and has the best overall gameplay, but I believe that everyone must play the original 360 version at least once. There are so many unique things in it that none of the other versions could capture it or recreate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me what do you think about this format, or if there is anything that I should have talked about but didn't, or ask any questions. I read all comments and respond as much as I can. I'll see you in the next video.